We actually live now, so when they come in, we're gonna start getting people in. We need to get somebody to make us a theme song quicker.
Rolly.
Right. I'm talking about for StikkNation Studio.
Yeah, it's supposed to be so Rolly.
Right.
I'll have Rory do it. I'll have some. Listen, we'll get it done. I'll have Rory do it. I'll have some. Listen, we'll get it done. Oh, you meant that.
What's the YouTube gonna stop popping up for me?
StikkNation Studios.
Forgot the studio. There we go. There we go.
Oh, what up? What up, Busy? See you in the building. Do me a favor, Busy. Share the link to everyone. Get everyone in.
All right. I'm crushing these hot Cheetos. My bad if I'm chewing all on the live and whatnot.
That's all they was.
Good. We got 8 minutes, 5 minutes to fool around anyway, so.
Okay. Make sure she found it on the YouTube. Okay. My fit kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I could use this this little StreamYard to stream to Twitch as well, right?
Yeah.
I think I might have to get a capture card and do that because I'm streaming gameplay, but I want to put my face in it.
When you're doing it, I think it should show this right here.
Oh, so it would put just like it wouldn't show the gameplay in my face.
Hmm.
All right.
Cheers to all the potheads.
Heard that. Might light it up too. Shit.
You hear me?
All right. People that's coming in, y'all like hit the share button. Share it. Share it. Wow, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? We back with another video, man. We back with a brand new interview today. I am the Listen Doctor, A.K.A. the Doc, and this is my beautiful host, Miss Cookie Baby. Smoke alarms. Yes, we've been joined with no other than Napyheadzee, man. One of the great artists in the game. Today, man, it's our first interview of many with him. We are getting ready to talk about a lot of different things, his upbringing when he was a child, everything that has to do with music, his music, period. So if you guys are on the building, do us a favor by hitting the like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and make sure you go follow him on all his platforms. He will put it in the bottom of the link. I have his email if you guys want to email him some questions doing this. You can go ahead and put it in the email. It's in the description box. And if you want to ask us any questions, jump up in the comment section, man, and ask some questions.
I can actually, is there a way I can put my LINKTREE in here?
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember it off the top of my head. Matter of fact, I don't want to send the wrong link.
What are you trying to do?
Put his LINKTREE.
Yeah, my LINKTREE. Excuse me.
Oh, I know Doc can it's right on his page.
Yeah, if you just send it to me, put it in the comments and I can put it up there. You have a link on
I have a link on Instagram.
I'm about to
if
send
you
it
want to
to
copy
you.
and paste that, it's in my Instagram bio.
All right.
I don't want to back off, the live and then it mess everything up in the middle,
Right.
But yeah, that I access, my Twitch, TikTok. Not really active on TikTok. I post a little bit of music. Sometimes I'll do, pre-released. I'll do some, gameplay. Instagram, I'll do gameplay. Twitch, gameplay. Apex, Warzone. Sometimes I'll freestyle on you now. So you'll be able to get to all my platforms through my LINKTREE.
Alrighty. What's good to the people that's joining the show? I see you guys coming in on the back end. If you guys would like to comment, go ahead and comment if you have any questions. Cookie, since you know him best, we'll let you go ahead and start it off.
Hold on, I'm sending you the link, the LINKTREE.
Should have came prepared.
Oh, you all good. What's going on, Miss Thomas?
All right, I'll send them both to you.
All right. You sent to the email?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. So this is one and only Ezra Rah Starter. This is my stepson, but I don't use that word. This is my son. And he's been a character since he was born. Go ahead, Ezra. You can tell us about, where you're from, your siblings, your mom, all your little, your family and your upbringing.
Well, I was born in Charleston, West Virginia, but I don't remember really too much from whenever I was younger, besides getting in trouble in school, coming over, cookie house and eating Play-Doh, terrorizing my little sister and my big sister. I went to Texas. I came back around the age of 10, 11. That's where most of my story really begins. I feel like that's where I actually got my conscious. That's as far back as I can remember where the trouble, the real trouble had started. I lost one of my buddies at 10, so that really kind of threw me, 10 years old to lose a friend. You don't really understand death like that, and then, I ain't never really talked about, myself like that. So I'm just trying to think about what to say. But, after that, I started getting into trouble in school, I suppose, in and out of, a bunch of different schools. These details to me don't really matter, you know what I mean? But, it was a lot going on, and I'm sure, as kids, you could trust a lot in that. Everybody has shit going on. But I just didn't know how to deal with mine. So I ended up, I did something dumb. I will go into details on this just because hindsight, I was just bold. I used to steal cars and all that. You know what I mean? Just
right.
going crazy in the city for no reason. At least I didn't know the reason, you know what I mean, at the time. But I had got locked up after I stole a gun out of a car. I stole a car. They started looking for me, stole a gun out of the car. So then they ended up finding me, which is basically the gist of it. So I went and I got locked up, which is where I met one of my close friends, Ransom. He got me. He the reason why I even make music to this day. He got me into music.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, real deal. Started me off, like helped me write my first rap, and ever since then I just been going. Just been rapping. So if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't really be making music. But that's why I met him, and then from then on up until I was about 18, well 17, it was about a month before I turned 18 because they let me off. I was incarcerated in detention centers, trying to find my way. I was in school a little bit here and there, but never really enough it was enough to pass grades, not and not be dumb, was really all I could say. But I didn't really make any friends. Most of the friends I have, I met in jail. So I got out whenever I turned 18, and that was whenever I was like, I was actually sounding good with the music, wasn't making garage band beats anymore, doing my thing and all of that. And then, really started to peak with my music and started to get my first fan base. I appreciate it. Thank you. I started getting my first fan base, and, like I said, I was recording with some people that only recorded popular people, so my first few songs wasn't coming out how I liked them. And plus I wasn't living with my parents. I was living with one of my exes, so some things was going on, and I ended up getting kicked out of her crib. I moved to South Carolina, and that's where I really started to, this is most recent, and I really started to peak with my music, which is whenever Heat Sense came out and 32 Exactly. And those are, I feel like, in my opinion, my two best. I made Take It in West Virginia, and that's one of my songs that I like a lot just because of what I'm talking about in it, But that was just because I really resonated with that song, of course, because I made it. But it was a lot of stuff going on. But you know, I came to South Carolina. I met one of my favorite engineers I've worked with yet, Kami, and shout out to him too, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have found my sound. He pushed me to do a little bit more. He pushed me to go further and get out of my comfort zone and stop, worrying about how it's going to sound and just go with how I feel. You know what I mean? And then found my sound, and that's really where Napyheadzee came from. Because before that, it was just, Nico or Z or all of these other little aliases. And then, Napyheadzee came out of, me trying to find myself. So I just stuck with it, ran with it. I know it's kind of long, but, that's who I am. That's me,
So let me take it back a little bit. When you were into the juvenile detention centers, was there anybody authority figures, was there anybody who made you feel and made you end up wanting to change your life, as well as what did you learn while you were there that you were able to put forth when you changed?
Most definitely. I had there was a lot of good influences. There was also a lot of bad CEOs, bad people, but I had a few specific teachers. I had a few specific teachers. There's actually one specifically. Her name's Miss Ashley Loudermilk, and I'll probably never forget her, and I still communicate with her till this day. But she really, I'm not going to say that she treated me better than the other kids, because she knew how to treat each kid individually. Because as kids, especially in a juvenile detention, we're all going to have different needs. Not every kid needs attention. Not every kid needs, love. Not every kid needs this, that, and the third, because some kid might come from a perfect household and still end up in the same place I was, so she tended to their specific needs. But with me, I wanted to feel like I had a voice, you know what I mean? And she helped me really find my voice and my authority with myself, helped me self-discipline myself because I didn't know how. And with that came, allowing others to discipline me if I'm in that position, you know what I mean? Where I was locked up, just letting what the CEOs were saying slide off my back, or, anything like that. So she was definitely a big influence in why I changed. I also had two of my uncles in there. I had one of them, he was a corporal, he was pretty chill. And then, but they pretty much just helped me feel the familiarity, and not feel like I was so, I guess, alone, because everybody knows it gets alone, whether you're in a juvenile or whether you're in jail, that shit gets alone, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, helped me feel like I wasn't so lost, still had that sense of home, still having family around, so
Right.
it really, I can't even say that it was the people that that made me want to change. It was just repeating the old cycles, and I started seeing the same results, and it just got to a point to where, for myself, I just didn't want to continue to do the same thing. I didn't want to continue to make the same ignorant music, the same ignorant steps that I was making, just to be knocked 3 back, you know what I mean? So it was really my decisions that made me want to change. I look back and I'm embarrassed.
So
But
nobody should be, because
No.
it's a part of your journey. So do you feel like growing up that you were misunderstood?
definitely, as every kid is, you know what I mean? I was I grew up in a household which I love everybody that raised me, which is why I'm not, I love everybody that raised me with all my heart, but it was just growing up. I grew up in a household where the generation before me, it was just like, you know, I'm the type, you don't, you hear all the time, in order to get respect, you have to give it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't really think like that. I feel like it should just be mutual until somebody's disrespected. You know, that's not something that should be thrown up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, I definitely didn't have a voice in my own household, which led me into thinking that I didn't have a voice anywhere else. But it goes a lot deeper than that. You know, um, it was just yeah, it wasn't it's not anything different than the usual kid. You know, kids are misunderstood. It's just how we
Right.
interpret. It's how we interpret it. You know what I mean? And as a child, I interpreted, you know, I thought everybody was out to get me. You know what I mean? I didn't want to listen because even though it may have helped me, it wasn't the right way to get across to me. You know what I mean? As a kid, yeah, even as a male kid, you know, you grew up in the hardest situation. You're going to have some sense of sensitivity as a human. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what really leaded me, like if it led me into being insensitive because I stopped, you know what I mean? I don't care how, it's not that I don't care how I talk to people now, but I have a hard time talking to people or expressing how I feel, you know what I mean? Because I didn't get a chance to. So now I express myself how I feel or how I saw, you know,
Right.
everybody else express themselves to me, you know. So
You was raised by a lot of strong women.
yeah.
Strong women.
Did that make you like hard, like your heart cold, or did it make you feel like I'm not gonna let nobody deter what I think about myself?
It kind of did because as a kid, you don't really know what to think about yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was to the point to where I was, you know, into drugs and stuff. I was a teenager. I'm not even going to say a kid because it gets worse whenever you're a teenager. That's when you got hormones running through your body. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it got to a point to where I was, you know, and I was real bad on Xanax, drinking lean, doing this, doing that. And it wasn't even like I was looking for who I was. I, you know, wanted to find. It was more like I was running away from, trying to hide or get away from who I was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Um, so it was really, if I'm being completely honest, I did LSD and had a bad trip, and that's whenever I honestly like
Mm-hmm.
really sat to myself and thought, is this what I want my existence to be? You know what I mean? Is this how I want to be remembered? If I were to die tomorrow, is this how I want to be remembered? You know
Right.
what I mean? Knock on wood, but truth be told, we're not promised. So, you know, it was a lot of finding my own thoughts and a lot of everybody else's thoughts that tied in to the way that I think now. And it's not more so like, because that sounds like, to me, that would sound like sound like I'm brainwashed. Like when I hear myself say that, it sounds like I was brainwashed, but it's not that. It's just perspective truth is the truth. You know what I mean? I
Right.
might hear what you're saying to me, but I'm going to decipher what you're saying different than how you interpret me to, or different than how you interpret it. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um, it was just that understanding that everybody has a different view on what's going on that really led me to gain back my sense of empathy and sympathy, you know, gain back my
Mm-hmm.
um sense of being a human. You know, I felt dehumanized going through the system at a young age. And in West Virginia, I'm not going to say that they're the most racist, but you run into a few, and I ran into quite too many whenever I was going through the system. You know what I mean? So that'll definitely, for a child, that'll definitely do it to you, you know.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I guess I really shouldn't. I'm not even really going to say I'm embarrassed by it because it is who I am today, but it's definitely not something that, you know, if it wasn't an interview or if I wasn't asked or didn't want these people to know anything about me, I probably wouldn't talk about, you know, like it's hard for me to bring these things up in relationships. You know what I mean? Just stuff
Right.
like that, just because, you know.
Right. I mean, as a kid, you're actually trying to find yourself. You're trying to figure out who you are as a person, and then you get pinched, get locked up, you know that fucks with you. I've been locked up before. That being locked up, you have to be vulnerable, but you can't be too vulnerable because you don't want people to pick on you or target you because you're too vulnerable. And you have to put up a fence. So when you come out and you get back into the real world of reality, you have to push back, and everything that you try to do for yourself and train yourself to do better, you have to push that in to make it better. But you said the guy that you got locked up with helped you to come in to be the artist. So kind of going to jail brought us this, because
Exactly.
who would have known? You might not have had that. You might be in the NBA playing in the NBA somewhere, not sitting here talking to
Right.
us right now. So,
Right.
about music. So that kind of helped you in a little way, and it pushed you into a better man to me. Don't be ashamed about what you went through, because that's what makes it who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right
Stand
on.
on that.
Appreciate that. Yeah, for
For real,
sure.
stand on that.
Yeah.
So
I
I have
can.
a question for you. I don't know if you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, where I met it's just to add on what you were saying. I met my brother in jail. I wouldn't have started rapping because he got me rapping. If it wasn't for
Right.
him, like I said before. So, but yeah, you can continue what you want to, what you was gonna ask.
So I wanted to know, being from PA, I mean from Virginia, and you say that it's a lot of racism up there. Did the racism deter you on what you think about America as a whole? And
Definitely.
like, I want to elaborate. Like, so did being, because you are black, but you being mixed, did that pick, like, a lot of people in school picked with you because of that?
Yeah, because most definitely because it was a misunderstanding of me even um not even a misunderstanding, like just the way that we're taught, right? The way that I think is
Mm-hmm.
mixed is black and white. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily black and white. You know,
Right.
a direct descendant of Lebanon. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm light. That's why you see my hair. I got blue eyes. You know what I mean? I do have white in me, but my father's mixed. It's I'm not gonna say it's too slim, but it's slimmer than the Lebanese, than the black. You know what
Right.
I mean? Um, so with that misunderstanding, it's just once people really got to know me and I got to explain that fact, it
Mm-hmm.
got a little bit different. But that wasn't until high school. Younger, I got called light bright, a light bulb. You know what I mean? I was too white to be too white to be black and too black to be white. So it it definitely got to me because I feel like I was getting it from both ends. And in all reality, if
Right.
they really, wanted to know, they could call me a foreigner if they really wanted to. I'm more Native American and Lebanese than I am white or black. So they were just making themselves look more ignorant. And whenever I, got to that fact, it kind of made it a little better because, I'm not white. I'm not black. If anything, I can go to, you know what I'm saying? I am, and
Right.
I'm definitely going to, my heritage is my heritage. But if it really came down to it, I'm Lebanese. You know what I mean? That is my motherland. I have, I can definitely say over 50% of Lebanon blood running through my veins.
Right. Facts. Facts. See, because I had it, I speak on it because being, black, my mom was black and she is black. She's African American, Haiti. Her family's from Haiti. And my dad was black, Samoan, and Mexican. So as a kid, I used to look like a black Mexican. They used to call me like burrito, all kind of weird ass, dumb ass names. And to be honest, like, they were so ignorant. A lot of Mexicans don't like Mexican food. They just don't, because they always get targeted, like, because of what they food preference is. They always get targeted. And so hearing that you was in school and people used to call you light bright, that notion that light skinned boys are soft, like, that shit's stupid. And it's kids that put that image into the world, and then we grow up to be big ass kids, adults, and we do that shit and we train our kids to do it. It's like a repeating cycle. You know,
Exactly.
that shit is very
It was
vicious.
like I had, as a light skin, I had to grow up in a dark skin image. I had to be tough all the time. I had to fight all the time. I had to, you know what I mean? And that's, so that right
Right.
there, it was just like, I really, it was just a thing of acceptance, and really now everybody that's in my circle, we don't look at colors. I got brothers that, harder than I am, that's white.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like about hard or who not hard. It's about what you have to do to survive. And that doesn't make anybody less harder than the next. Like I said, it's a survival. We're in this to survive. It's a life game, so
Facts.
it's just, people that are woke, when you understand, you really understand. And that's really how I differentiate the people that I let into my circle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk, I'm not the type to say I hate white people. I don't hate dark skins, you know what I mean? Because of what I went through. It's just, if anything, if I get that hate, I'm going to embrace that and tell you why you should too. You know what I mean? It's
Facts.
to the point to where, there shouldn't be any more arguments between, because it's like, it's worse. It's, I hate to quote Lil Baby because I don't listen to him like that, especially this song, but somebody
Mm-hmm.
quoted it themselves and it really resonates with me. It's bigger than black and white. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you got, you got Mexicans that have black and then black that have Mexican, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Not everybody is one specific race. A lot
Right.
of these white people out here can be German, you know what I mean? They could be Dutch, they could be, you know what I mean?
Right.
All of this other stuff, you know what I mean? And it's just like, when you eliminate color and see everybody as just people, really the only difference is the language barrier. And that can
Mm-hmm.
be easily accomplished if we were to come together and learn something, as a
Right.
group. Babe, will you bring me my charger? My phone about to die.
Facts. Like even with the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he just found out this year he has black in his family. His
And that's
great
100%
grandfather was black.
plausible. That's
Right.
plausible. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy part about it. 9 people out of 10 have Lilith's gene. And if you are knowledgeable, Lilith was the very first woman that they have record on paper of in Africa. She is the one who literally links us all together. We all share her
Right.
skin. You are my brother. You're my kin, you know?
Facts.
So
Facts.
that's why it's really spiritual. Like I said, I had to do acid and really open. It's a spiritual thing that you have to get. I had to open my third eye, my pineal gland, and
Mm-hmm.
be open to a lot of things that people really aren't willing to be open to, things that are looked at as witchcraft or looked at as voodoo, in order to find where I'm from, because it's so
Right.
hidden and so sheltered by the government, not even by the people of America, by the government of America. You know what I mean? Because without that, I don't have true power.
Right. My
So
girl Cookie's back. All right,
Sorry,
baby. You
there's an
good?
emergency with one of the hosts. My job
You
never
good?
stops.
Right.
You touch bases on a lot of things, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of substance when it comes to Ezra. I have been blessed and appreciative and love that I've been able to be in his life since he was a baby. One thing about it, his mom, Selena, we worked together. We really did. We worked together. And,
mm-hmm.
that's what helped with these kids because, his grandmother, you know, Nina and my mom, mama, like, when I met, he was raised by strong women and we
Mm-hmm.
never gave up on him. You know, I don't care. First grade, he got suspended for the whole year. If I came to that school, when he would act up when Selena would come, and then I'd be with her because he would know we'd end up showing up together. And as soon as I came in, he tucked his head down, and I'm like, "Oh no, son, bring that head up," So that helped him in ways. And I
Fact.
always believe everybody goes through things for your own journey.
Right.
And
Right.
to see him 21 is very heartwarming. Like,
Right.
y'all know I get emotional. And at the same time, I can touch on this. Our children
Mm-hmm.
is a miracle if they make it to 21.
Facts.
It's not bad
Definitely.
to if I make it to 30. Our children are barely making it to 21. They've lost a lot of friends, a lot of talented friends, you know,
Ball players,
very
I lost,
talented. And
so
it hurts,
Right.
it hurts me to see that. But all I can say is no matter who did give up on him, hey, he's 21 and standing. Works, never let work go. Struggles, just like all we do. And to still hold his head up and be like, what am I going to do tomorrow? You know, and I appreciate you, Ezra. Like, I love you deeply. You know
I
how
love you
it
too.
is. So after this little emotional part, because there's more substance to him, let's talk about your music now and how do you feel about what you're producing now versus even a year ago, and your drive that you have that's more than even last year. Tell me your growth of your path.
Really, I just every song that I work on, I try not to sound the same in the last song. That's why I have, I have a song for everybody. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I'm actually working on, you know, I'm listening to a lot of different music that I don't really listen to, just to, catch what kind of, the vibe or whatever. So I'm getting into different genres like funk music, lo-fi music. It's just compared to how it was last year, I was always worried about, you know, being as hot as this rapper, being as hot as that rapper, I'm making a song like this rapper, I'm making a song like that rapper. And it's to the point to where, spending all of this time, especially alone, it's just you find, like I said, I find my own sound, find my own voice, find my own flow, and it got to a point to where I was just like, I wanted to sound like Z, instead of this guy, that guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I'll say that definitely wordplay is a big thing I definitely work on all the time. I gotta have good wordplay in my music or else it's not gonna stick. Anybody can make words rhyme, anybody can do cookie cutter, a lot of music out there is cookie cutter rhymes. You know what I mean? ABC rhymes. So,
Yeah.
Right.
wordplay gotta keep them in, you know.
Right.
Do you feel that you fit in a certain category of a genre?
Yeah. Soul trap, my genre, is a genre I'm trying to start. It talks about the trap, but it don't glorify it.
I don't know if you see
Yeah.
that question on the bottom. You want to
My
relate on that
favorite
question?
my favorite hip hop artist in the game, I wouldn't have to pin it to one because then I'd be giving one too much credit. There's a lot of artists that inspire me. One of the biggest right now is G Herbo, just because he's, I like G Herbo, I like Money Man, I like I like it's really, if I had to pin it down, I have to at least say two, and that would be Money Man and G Herbo. I would say Lil Durk, but that's everybody's favorite artist. You know what I mean? And so
Right. Right. Okay.
So
I see y'all
how do you
questions, guys.
feel about your supporters? I don't call them fans.
how do I feel about my supporters? I really just yeah, no problem, bro. No problem, bro. I really just want to make sure that like everybody is satisfied with what they're supporting. You know what I mean? I know that my music isn't, I'm not going to say it's the best music out there. You know what I mean? Even though I do like to give myself credit, I do think that I'm better than a lot of artists, but to say that would be arrogant. But what makes me stand out, to touch on the question, to wrap that up in what I'm saying, it's just everything I say is genuine. everything I say, it has to be real. And the people that know me really know that what I put in my music, what I talk about, that's the raw, uncut. You know what I mean? I'm not going to glorify anything. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and it's not even just about what's going on in the streets. It's about my emotions. It's about me. Anybody who wants to feel personally connected to me, go listen to one of my songs and you'll know how I feel. You know what I mean? You know what I got going through, or at least what's going on through my head in that day. And if you can resonate with it, you can resonate with it. But the main thing is, understanding where you have to understand where the artist is. You know what I mean? In order to be a fan of that artist, because you have to, you know what I mean? It's an understanding thing. And, I make music that speaks the same language, that speaks different languages. I make different music in different languages so that everybody can, understand,
Right.
So I gotta say, shout out to my beautiful Selena. We was just talking about his mom is in the comments. Again, I'll go ahead and let you know exactly what I said. I appreciate and love and adore, and it's precious that we're able to share these kids. Everybody doesn't see eye to eye all the time, but at the end of the day, like, it's about the kids. So I do want to touch back on your siblings. You have an older sibling and you have younger. How do you feel being the only boy?
Well, now I can't say that I feel any kind of way because I have a nephew and I have brothers that I met at young ages. That I could get that brotherly love from, but when it comes to blood, growing up, it was weird for me, because not even weird in a bad way. It was just goes along with really like not being able to ask questions to people that I should be able to ask questions to. You know what I mean? It didn't really bother me being the only boy when it comes to my siblings, because I could pick on my sister and I got picked on by Bree. So, without having brothers, it doesn't really, you don't know any difference if you don't, you don't really know anything if you don't know anything. You know what I mean?
And
So,
now being older, you're the protector. You wasn't little, but now that you're a grown man, it's protecting all of them, especially JoJo.
Yeah, definitely, Joe.
Right.
Yeah, my nephew, that's what I was saying now, looking back, I can't really say I feel any type of way about being the only boy, but now I can say that I appreciate having, Joe and, the brothers I have that was, influences in my life and things like that, definitely led me to the protector role, because I wouldn't have been able to do it without everybody, blood and not blood, you know what I mean, that I had to help. So.
Any more questions, Doc?
Yeah, I would like the comments and the comments to get today's first.
What makes your music stand out amongst other artists? I touched on that a little bit earlier, but really, that wasn't really a question that I even asked myself, honestly. Whenever I just make music, you know what I mean? Really just make music. There's a lot of artists out there, so I'm not going to say that there's nobody that I don't sound like, so I'm not going to say it's not a fair question, but I can't give a fair answer. You know what I mean? Because there are some artists that I sound like, most definitely, there are some artists that I can, like I said, it's just all about understanding the artist you're listening to, you know what I mean? And understanding that what they're talking about isn't just for fame or for clout. Understand that what they're talking about isn't to glorify or to make money. That what I'm talking about, what I'm telling you, is what really happens. There's no music videos behind it throwing a whole bunch of ones or with a whole bunch of women shaking the butt. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? This is me. It's just me, and it's definitely the separation is being an underground artist. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? That's just it right there. And I have no reason to lie on my music.
Mhm.
And a lot of these other rappers that need music, that need to provide income, you know what I mean? Even the artists, that are in the city, I'm not even going to name drop any, but there's a lot of artists in the city that need income from their music or that want clout from their music that aren't really true to their word, you know what I'm saying? And not to knock anybody, anybody's music, you know what I mean? But, you know,
You're
and yeah,
different.
I do definitely got um a voice that stands out. Yeah, I could make it
Mhm.
stand out if I wanted to. And my flow is completely nasty.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but I guess I just don't want to give myself too much credit because as an artist, I don't want to put myself above other artists, and knock other artists off. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
you
you
know,
do have to sometimes give yourself credit.
Right.
You
yeah,
do some. We all do that. I do it every day. But at the same time, me growing with my own self, I'm not even the same person as I was last year. And with that
Right.
growth is change, and with change is growth. And you do got to give yourself credit because you are different. You know, the we feel your heart, anything that you do. We feel it.
Mhm.
If they know Ezra, they know like it comes straight from the heart, straight from like he said his mind, how he's feeling, and he has his own voice, and he's
Right.
able to, you know,
when I make
maneuver
music,
and perfect more than the younger Ezra.
it's more so now in my music, less than me coming up with the words. It's more so me coming in tune with what my heart is saying, understanding what is going on inside, understanding my own language and deciphering
Mhm.
that in a way for the audience or my supporters to understand, and resonate with. Hence why I got so many different songs. Like 32 exactly talks about the same shit that He Sense does. It's just in a different way and adds a few more details about me. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
makes it a little bit more sentimental, you know?
Right, right,
So
exactly. You're being humble, and that's the main thing. Humble yourself gets you really far in life.
Facts.
It
definitely,
really does.
definitely.
If you can't
Yeah.
be humble, you can't. You're not gonna find yourself.
And
So
I know plenty of artists that don't sound that great but have a bigger buzz than I do. And that just goes to show, it's all about your supporters, you know what I mean? And it's all
Right.
about, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's not even really about how good you are. It's about how much you resonate with what they're saying.
right. And in the music world, you know, it it only takes what it is it only takes one person to hear you believe and got the fundings and the drive that will push you. So it is always just that one person, you know.
Right.
Right. So,
Right.
you know,
Um, I had a question.
for sure.
Um, if you was not doing music, what would you be doing with your life? What do
Producing,
you wanted to do as a kid?
make beats. That's what got me started with music. I made beats, but I was making beats before I got locked up on an iPad,
Mhm.
and I got decent enough for Fruity Loops Mobile. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I got a few that they're little bops, but I would definitely, I'd be producing. I don't see myself in an office. I do stocks here and there, but stocks isn't really a job. It's a side hustle. You know what I mean? And businessman wouldn't be a good enough answer. So if it's not music, I'm definitely always going to be in business somewhere. I'm going to be doing business somewhere, you know what I mean? um but other than that, I've always had a niche for music, you know whether it would be producing beats or whether it would be
Right.
making the music myself.
Mhm. What producer are you hoping to work with in the game right now? Any producers that you're trying to shop your music to?
Um, to be honest, um, I want to work with Casey and YSL. Um,
Okay.
I got a buddy who is close with Casey, and he makes beats that Cardi, that he goes up and sends to Cardi. Cardi picks out certain beats. I'm not sure who all has used his beats, but I know that they've been used in some major artists. So I'm working with them, but that's definitely the lane that I'm at right now. Um, I don't really do enough research on producers, and the ones that I definitely do want to work with, like produced by Geej
Hmm.
or JIJ or something like that. Definitely want to work with him. I'm more so the research that I've been putting in is videographers, because really, I don't think that I'm ever going to work with a big producer, because I know underground artists that do 10 times, if not, you know what I mean, as good, that I can go and support their business or support their beats, you know what I mean? I got people in my city that make really hard beats that I can go in and have custom made, you know what I mean, rather than buying a lease from one of these big producers just to get 25,000 plays, you know what I mean?
Right.
Definitely appreciate some J. Cole.
Right.
Right.
Facts.
So
Yeah,
Facts.
another part of you is gaming. And we have
definitely,
a gaming community, so we can't go without talking about gaming. When did you
definitely.
start gaming?
Man, I started gaming too young to give a legitimate answer, man. I started gaming as soon as I popped out with the Game Boy. I
Mhm.
had any game console you could think of having for real. Like back in the day, I had a PlayStation 2, Nintendo, I had a DS, I had a Wii, I had a GameCube, I think I said PlayStation 2, I had PlayStation 3 at some point. Until I got older and started seeing the struggle, then, that's whenever I only stuck to like PlayStation 4, and then I had a Xbox, but I've always been gaming. I used to if I wasn't playing the Game Boy, if I wasn't playing the games on the Game Boy, I was using the Game Boy as a boat in the tub or
Right.
something. I always had a game system in my hand.
Right.
Facts.
Now, is gaming an outlet for you?
Um, yeah, I guess you could say it's an outlet because I do it a lot, but it's definitely a source of most of my stress nowadays. I play first person shooters. I got an Oculus now, so um I play the Oculus a lot. I got my controller broke, but I'm working on getting a new one. But having that, it's easier to say, that's my skill rather than somebody's cheating or worrying about hacks or something, because you can't cheat on an Oculus Quest. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's more of an outlet um, than anything is the Quest
Right.
2, the VR gaming. So yeah, gaming is definitely an outlet, but it just depends on what kind. Sometimes I just get on COD because I feel like crushing noobs or something. Typical
Right.
COD stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, we
Oh,
won't talk about virtual. I will never get on a virtual ever again.
Yeah.
I
First
got a question
experience
for
and
you.
last.
What's up? What's
Do
up?
you
Ask away.
wanna in the near future do what a lot of these hip hop artists is doing? Like me and my wife, we just did a reaction. We have a reaction channel. We just did a reaction to Nicki Minaj's new video. And I like how she, if y'all haven't saw it yet, she has some of the stars from Power, 50 Cent show in the video. You want to work with some celebrities like that, some cameos, and get some people in like that, some movie stars.
Most definitely would definitely like to get some cameos. I want to get some cameos from Ice Cube and Chris Tucker.
Hey, that would be lit.
Oh
And
yeah.
a smoke, because I'm making a song about weed, so they would be the
Hey,
perfect cameo. Snoop Dogg, which is a given, just because he's such a legend and he's funny. Just do a little funny cameo. And what doesn't Snoop Dogg do? You know what I mean? Uh,
right.
um, when it comes to actors, um, there's a lot of actors that I could say that I would like to have in my videos, but none that I've looked into enough to, you know, think of, you know, incorporating them in any of my music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe clips of movies like Menace to Society. I could put that in a, you know, some clips of that or some Easter eggs of that in a video. But when it comes to whole artists, you know, my mindset is all about, you know, I know they're gonna want to pay, you know, a little bit of payment for that, and until I get big, you know.
Right.
Actors are different than other artists, because other artists will support artists. You know, I'm not sure about active support for artists.
Right. I mean, because a lot of these artists are doing it, even with the comedians. You know, they're getting Kevin Hart to pop in their videos, and during the pandemic, did you see a drop off of people getting to your music, putting your music out?
Not necessarily. The start of the pandemic, I actually didn't have too many songs out. You know, I didn't have too much out, so it was to a point to where I ended up making music like when the pandemic started dying off. You know, and I'd say it really helped, because a lot of people were on their phones scrolling. It gave me easy marketing. Everybody's going to see my music here, there, and everywhere. You know, Instagram, Snapchat. You know, so whenever I did start putting out the music that I had, it really, you know, I was getting enough views to gain revenue off of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't think that the only thing that the pandemic really did for me was hurt my, you know, ability to work.
Right. All right. You got a
How do
question,
you feel? How do you feel about the pandemic?
I feel like that's, for me, that's too controversial of a topic. You know what I mean? Just because I'm with the people who I don't necessarily believe COVID is as dangerous as it's said, any version of it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, let me knock on wood, but I had COVID and it lasted. You know, the worst part of it was not being able to eat my damn food because I couldn't taste it. You know what I mean? And you know, so when it comes to the vaccine and all of that, I just try to stay away from that. I'm only into like that falls under the line of politics for me. You know what I mean? COVID-19 is a political decision rather than a disease to me. So I just wrap all of that up with the politics.
Most definitely. I mean, me, Cookie, you know me. We don't stay away from that topic, because that's something that I do a lot, is politics. But I respect your mind on that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because the reason I asked that, because we had an artist last month when we did it. He said, being that the pandemic did happen, it didn't stop, but it stopped him being able to do like videos or doing shows. I know out here in Louisiana, it stopped a whole, like, the comedian shows. A lot of these big small time comedians that's out here, that's big out here, couldn't go to other states because they had certain rules that you couldn't come in. So I know that kind of stopped the money flow for them and their kids and everything. So that's why I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, most definitely.
Another reason why I asked it is because that also shows another side of Ezra. He's very, very smart, and you know, he's got his own opinions, and that's where that everyone has a voice comes into play. You know, and when you sit down and you listen to him, whether he's live or on Twitch playing his game, when he starts speaking on things like this, the government, politics, you know, you wouldn't expect that from a 21-year-old. You know.
You know,
How do you feel about, now we're at a new year? How do you feel that the country, the way that we are, you know, I don't know how to word it. How do you feel what's going on today, and how do you feel it's going to affect the rest of this year?
Really, um, yeah, it's. I'm just honestly, I'm a kind of take it day by day kind of guy. I feel like it would affect the average person that worries about it, but I don't necessarily throw my hands up and let God do all the work because I'm not a real religious kind of guy. But I definitely I'll throw my hands up and put the energy into put my energy into it, for lack of better terms. You know what I'm saying? I'll call in the ancestors, so for me, I feel like the only issue I have is, financial and resources. You know what I mean? Which everybody has an issue on resources. That's another thing, how it's going to affect, but this shit's been affecting the resources. So, you know, but other than that, I feel like this year is going to be a good year for me. You know what I mean? Whether it started off a little rocky, but doors had to close in order for certain doors to open.
Facts.
Yeah.
So,
Even being religious or not, it's really speaking it, into the universe and manifesting. A lot of
mhm,
people, I'm very religious. We all know that. But at the
right,
same time, you have reality. You know, it's not just done by one person, it's by everybody. So
right.
if you speak that into existence and you manifest it, it'll happen. And
A
if you manifest
manifestation,
the negativity, that's what
it'll
you'll get.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing a lot of people don't think about is manifestation is the same thing as a prayer without God behind it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because in a sense, not to get too spiritual, I do definitely believe that there is a God. But if you know about the God particle, I feel like we are the God particle. If you've ever seen cremated ashes under a microscope, it looks like a galaxy. It looks like diamonds. We're celestial beings, every single one of us. So it comes to a point to where religion isn't really religion to me, being from Gen Z, and the way that they tried to push it on us as my generation was more like a cloak. So we have a different view of it than the generations before us. We see religion, the metaphors, because there's a lot of metaphors in the Bible. You know what I mean? There's a lot of code in the Bible. That's things that we learn, you know what I mean? Just thinking, you know what I mean? And then we can read the Bible, read back over the Bible and then, resonate with that. Like I said, perceptive truth, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Which is why I don't really fall too close with the religion because it's putting yourself out of your perception and into their box. You know what I mean? And I'd rather have my own view on what I find good and bad. And even though I had to learn that through my own wrongdoings, I turned out fine. You know what I mean? Not having religion, I turned out fine. You know what I mean? I turned out very spiritual. You know what I mean? I definitely believe in a God. I believe Jesus was real and he was a messenger, but I don't believe that the message was exactly what they say it is basically all that I'm saying.
Yeah, the version is different for everybody. You
It's
may
different.
you may read the same scripture and it's completely different than someone else. So
And the Bible has been translated over countless times. Pieces have been taken out, put in, so that's another one of those controversial things. Um, how do I feel about Black Lives Matter? I'm definitely I'm a supporter, but I'm not gonna say I'm crazy about it because Black Lives Matter shouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have to say that. You know what I mean? And I feel like Black Lives Matters is just another way to separate people. Because you see, when Black Lives Matters happened, along came White Lives Matters, and so along came Blue Lives Matters. You know what I mean? And that caused a whole bunch of controversy. So not only that, but also the violence that happened in Black Lives Matter's name. You know what I mean? Which was done by ignorant people. It's still you know, it's what it brought about. And although, you know, it definitely helped, I feel like it is drawn out a lot as much as it's helped. You know, like, we shouldn't be screaming Black Lives Matters every time somebody gets arrested. You know what I mean? Because not all cops are bad cops, you know, and I'm gonna be the dude to say it. I don't like cops, but not all bad cops, you know, not all cops are bad. You know what I mean? Not all African Americans are ghetto. We're gangsters. You know what I mean? It falls in the same. There shouldn't be any life matters, because all lives matter. You know what I mean? That's really the only one that I can stand for, because all lives matter. Like, how many posts do you see about all lives matter? You know what I mean? That's not the agenda that they're pushing. They're not trying to tell people, you know, it's exactly good and bad. Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's
right.
It's like I said, it's perceptive truth, and they're putting you in a box and not letting you have your own perception of the situation by pushing Black Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter. You know what I mean? So,
right. Don't make you a statistic.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Because you got a pappy that's, you know, getting ready to retire, and he says the same thing. He don't like half of them, you know. But it's put you in a statistic. I don't want to be in a percentage. I want to be different.
Right. Give you a freestyle. Oh, I knew this was gonna come. I knew this was gonna come. I could try. I could definitely try to.
Yeah, he's really freestyle.
I'm trying to get better, but is there a specific kind of beat? Or...
Nope.
Just do what you do. Do what you do.
I'm nervous a little bit. Okay. I can hear the beat good?
Yeah.
Gotta stack the cake like a bakery. Niggas see me shining. Why they hate on me? I'ma keep a blick. You think? Hey. I can't. I be getting too nervous. Hold on, man.
It's all good.
Don't you get nervous now.
We here for you.
Let me find a beat. Let me find a beat I can actually feel.
While y'all in the building, man, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all follow us at the bottom of the description box. All our links at the bottom. After this video is over with, the interview is over with, I'm gonna chop it up, edit it. You guys gonna be able to see it in its full version. So you guys come and hit the subscribe button. Follow my beautiful host, Cookie Baby, on her platform as well. Nappy's gonna be at the bottom as well. Hit him up on all his social medias.
And they get hard for sure. And I go hard for sure. I keep that blick, you know. It's on my hip, you know. It's 32 up in that stick, and it's gonna hit the show. I'm aiming off her heads. I want that nigga head on my head, 30 bands. And I still made it to 21. Surprised that I ain't dead. I put a lot of drugs in my system. I had to. Hey, I messed up, but I'ma get it back. I just wanna count them right. I just wanna, I gotta get off this sack. Remember days when I was in the trap. I don't ever want to go back. I just got to get that paper. I just got to stack that cake up. All these niggas love to hate, so I got to keep that blick on. Damn, I keep fucking up, man. I can't freestyle, man.
You good. You good. You're supposed to just act like Billy said, act like nobody's here.
For real.
Let everybody know where they all can find you at.
All right, I'm gonna put the camera down. I ain't gonna show my face then.
Okay.
Right.
You can even turn it if you want.
Oh yeah. Okay, bet. Okay, bet. All right. Make sure that they feel this. A lot of pain can't heal this. A lot of niggas try to kill this. Came from the trenches out that bottom, nigga. And then ain't shit could ever stop a nigga. I'ma pop off and when I'm rich, don't try to talk to nigga. Can't pop no bottles with you. When I be matching with these niggas, I be rolling woods. I see they rolling spliffs. They just be on my dick. They just be talking shit. I just try to get that bread. I'm aiming off the heads. Beam up on that 9 and A. You know that shit gon' spray. 32 on my waist. 32 on my heel. I hit the A. And then I do the chase. That shit that I don't say. In case I catch a case. Mask on so ain't no face. Told my bro to hit them cameras case we hit this lit. Hey, and hit that right, cause I see feds and we can't. Hey, I got my brother in rehab cause he done fucked up. And my look told me I had to get my bucks up. Hey, I told my sister get her luck up. They see a nigga struggling, so I can't, man. This shit.
I see.
I'm working on it.
That
Man.
was good. That was good.
That was good.
I'm working on it, man.
That was good.
Let everybody know where they can find you at and all your platforms.
All right, Lily, if you don't mind, if you could go to my Instagram, Lily, and find my Linktree and paste that.
Yeah.
Paste that in the comments so that everybody can find me.
Yeah, could you? Because I didn't get it. I didn't get the Linktree.
I set it in your inbox. Hold on.
On Facebook? I mean, on send it to my email. Send it to the fat ball one.
Yeah, we're gonna attach everything to the video when he edits.
I'm gonna let everybody get a little taste of his song. This one is called He Sings. This one is I like it.
After that one, I got some unreleased I could do. It's not a freestyle, but I remember the song.
Alright.
Hey. Niggas tweaking, I'm not hiding. Every day I've been outside. Many men don't want me dead, but you see I'm still alive. They was mad, smoke they bitch, then rotate up in the lie. Said they doing home invasions, but too scared to come inside. On my block with my Nina, 32 sit on the side, serving rocks like 82 big.
I don't know what happened.
Serving thighs, it's a murder, send them home with
with
them burners. All you hear is God. Said on dogs, go to heaven. All you bitches gotta die. And my mama, I can't let her. 21 gon' get my time. I was black, got no letters. Everybody telling lies. On the topic, I won't let her take your food, you play with mine. Been about action, I was on fun trying to make shit happen. Check a ratchet, it can get nasty. Hood sight, man, this shit get graphic. I got the bag, nigga, bro, I know he needin' the bag. Fuck first, so my niggas is savage. If you told him, I know he gon' blast it. Ay. So when I walk, I got attention like I be a dog. Niggas is different, they must be a dog. Speak on this hit, man, buddy, a dog. Hey, I stood up before in the park, and pick up my tool and I'm ready to spark. And niggas is supposed to be wasn't as hard as hey. I got that business. Hey, y'all 15 mix these kids. I'm gonna pray to God, he believe it. Staying inside, gonna wait till he need it. Let's go, I'm creeping. Hit up the block, see niggas gon' speak that. It's not my niggas gon' keep that. This my nigga snap like a weekend.
That beat is sick.
Appreciate it.
Bars, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to chop it up.
Yeah, chop and screw. Okay.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. Hey, that was lit, man.
Appreciate it.
That was
one of my favorites too.
That was surprising too. I was like, wait, hold on. Where you going now?
Thank you.
All right. All right.
The link to follow him will be in the chat, but everything is Napyheadzee with 1P.
With 1P. All right, I'm gonna do this new one I got. I might forget some bars, but I'm gonna just keep going in case I do. It'll leave you guys wanting more anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This shit get hard. I'm trying to. I said, hey, this shit get hard. I'm trying to make a way. Taking this shit day by day. Go hard until they lay my face. Go hard. I do this for my people. Filtered all the fake away. Can't give what's all at stake away. Gonna feed the bro, just make it play. Need them pro, just leave me alone. Ain't shit to say. It ain't about pay. Been alone for many moons. Seen many faces fade away. Dead and gone from flesh and bone. I ride away. Suppress the pain. Self-medicate. I'll be okay. Tell me what them streets to say. Until my conscience shrink away. Ain't scared to let them heat the spray. Labels and statistics where them niggas thought that he would stay. Labeled a statistic. Why they keep him small and locked up state. Go up with a vision. Had to be alone and clean the slate. Sleepless, so I'm dreaming of my death. It ain't no in between it. Best believe I still stay with that pole, cause I know niggas tweaking. Bitches leave if niggas end up broke. I stay till we eat and ain't believing in your Holy Ghost. God wasn't receiving when I screamed and tried to write them notes. You left me alone when I was out and drying in the cold. I ain't have a coat, but fuck it, I had got it on my own. I ran out of hope, and I say that I ran into money. Everything is something. Raise the fucking hustler. Shit is bread and butter. Only trust the ones you call your brother. Still lock that back door, cause I be damned they send a nigga under. That's it, man. That's all I got on that one right now.
I like that.
That's deep right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Again,
I'm gonna get that one recorded ASAP.
I'm extremely very proud of you. You know,
Thank you.
You came a long way, and you know you're 21 now. You've grown.
Grown.
You've grown, and I'm so proud, and I appreciate every moment with you all because y'all are what keeps me going, and I just want you to know I'm gonna forever be a cheerleader. You know.
Right on. Yeah, thank you. I love you so much, man. Thanks for letting me on here, man.
And before we leave, you know, make sure you do like and subscribe. We have a website, www.StikkNation.com. I am an agent of a talent agency as well. So if you're trying to make some money, inbox me. You can end it.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man, this was an awesome interview. First of many. If you are interested in me and Cookie giving you an interview, go ahead and hit that link at the bottom, our email, StikkNationStudios@gmail.com, or you can go to StikkNation@gmail.com. Go ahead and forward to Cookie, and we can get it, and we can go ahead and schedule it. We're gonna try to do part 2 with Nappy. We're gonna try to do that soon. We'll try to get that done. And we had a lot of more interviews coming for you guys. Like Cookie said, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to comment your best part of the show. Thank everyone for coming through, all the people that's in the comments. We appreciate all of it. Thank you guys.
Love you guys.
Peace.
You can stay on. We're going to end it on this end. But love everybody. Lily, Marlena. Rolly's in the comments. He's an artist. We had
one of our artists.
People from the agency came in too. So
you guys want to work, man. If anybody want to work with me, just tap in with me on my Instagram or something.
We're gonna put your LINKTREE in here.
Okay.
Thanks. All right, guys. Everybody, appreciate you guys for coming.
Yes.